What's going on, people? Last night I can't even explain what kind of night it was last night. I just know every now and then this overwhelming sleep will come upon me. And I say about 6 o'clock, a little after 6 o'clock p.m. When I came home, I logged on the system on the computer, and this sleep just came over me. I couldn't control it. I'm just nodding, and I don't usually sleep. I hadn't slept in like over 30 years. But this overwhelming sleep came on me, and I got up. I figured I'd take advantage of it. Got up, went upstairs, got into bed. Well, during that sleep period, it was dream upon dream upon dream upon dream. I can't remember them all. I'm trying to remember them, but it was some very odd dreams. One was so odd that it woke me up, and I woke up with a headache. I woke up out of this dream, and I was trying my hardest to get back into this dream, to complete whatever I was doing in this dream. I wanted to get back in this dream, and I woke up and my head was hurting, and so I got up and came downstairs, logged onto the computer. I was on the computer for about like maybe 10-15 minutes, turned the computer off, went back upstairs, got back into bed. I was back into some other dreams too. The last dream I remember before I woke up for good was I was at my store. It wasn't in this time that we're living now, and I mean the store was like just busy. It was just, I mean, people that came in were like just they came in groups. They were just coming in. People just steady buying and buying and buying and buying. But the last group of people that came through, it was a bus. Looks like a bus or train full of people. I don't know if it was a group home or what. But these people came in and they were shopping. They had a bunch of little ones with them, And these kids were just wild. The people were buying, but the kids were just wild. And I have a jewelry case, and I don't know how that child got in that jewelry case, but the child was in the jewelry case, laying down and just playing around and whatnot. And then the people that was with them pretending like they were leaving. They said, "We're going by," because the kid wouldn't get out of the jewelry cabinet, So they loaded up on this. It looked like a subway, but it was like a bus, about the size of a bus. And it was weird. This is how I knew this was like a futuristic type dream. It's like they all loaded and the kids ran out there and got on this bus, but we didn't. There was no streets. It was like subway tracks. Like if you're in New York City or LA or whatever, it looks just like a subway. But it was outside, and they got in this bus thing. It was like silver, but it was weird. The way the bus opened, it had subway doors. Like on each side, it had two sets of doors, and it opened up. And the way they had the people in there, it wasn't like they were just sitting down, riding like they would in a car or a regular bus or a subway. But these people were laying down. They had them like on top of each other, side by side, and it was like there were beds in there. And these people, when they loaded on this train or this bus, they were laying down. They were, it was just all laying there. They had, you can see like the sheets on the bed, and they all just laid down. And then I think there was a couple of people that kind of sat up. There were some chairs in there. But they loaded up, and then when they got ready to let these other kids on, it's like the bus got ready to drive off, and those kids were like, banging on the train or whatever thing was, and they opened the doors, and they came in, and when the bus opened the doors, it's like those that were already laying down, the thing came down like zzz, and they loaded on there, and they prepared themselves, and they went back up, zzz, and then the doors closed. And when the bus or train or whatever that thing was, when it took off, it wasn't on rails. I mean, it was on rails. It was sitting on rails. That's how it landed. But when it got ready to take off, it wasn't riding on the rails. It actually lifted and took off like that. You can see like where this bus type thing took off, and the people, and that's how I don't know if these people were asleep, because I don't know where they came from. I don't even know if we were on this plane or this dimension. But like for the last couple of days, I've just been having these futuristic type dreams or settings, or things like that, seeing these different types of cities that don't even exist on this plane. So you guys might want to feedback and tell me what you think. But I thought that was quite strange, and I'm still thinking I can still see that image just like it was real. If I can draw it, I would draw it. But the people weren't sitting down; they were like laying down, because I guess when they got on, they got in their little whatever that thing was, laid down, and the thing kind of like, you know, went up, and that's how they were riding. They weren't riding sitting up, you know, but it was like a rail type bus type thing, you know, and it wasn't long like a subway. It maybe was about the size of a subway car, like one subway car, you know, maybe a little smaller than that. But you know, when the people loaded, they weren't sitting up; they were laying down, you know, on levels, you know, on two different sides, but levels. You can just see where the lady and the people were just laying there, and that's how they were riding. So, and then when it took off, it was air mobile. You know, it was just floating on the air. So, you guys feedback and tell me what you think about this. Until next time. If I remember that other dream that caused me to wake up with a headache, you know, I will. But I had a very strong headache, and you know, even then I wanted to just lay down and go back into this dream, because apparently I was doing something that I wanted to finish, and it was like something that was causing a lot of stress in this dream, but I couldn't finish it. You know, I didn't finish it. I woke up, and I was disappointed that I woke up, and I guess because I was trying to stay there, and whatever it was forcing me back into this dimension, it caused a lot of stress, and you know, and I woke up with this crazy headache. So feedback the video and tell me what you think. Until next time, peace.